Welcome to my channel. I'm Dani Marie AUC. Around this time of year, everyone is either returning to classes or beginning classes in some way or another. And whether you're returning or just starting out, when you start at university, it is so important to be your own advocate. That's today's topic. Let's get into it. So as always, I just want to say thanks for being here, guys, and if you want to support my channel, you can do so by liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Learning to advocate for yourself, whether you're someone who is blind, visually impaired, has another disability, or not, is probably one of the most important things you'll do in your life, and it's challenging. But before you learn to be your own advocate, you have to learn what it is you need. And for me, this wasn't always an easy thing. When I was in probably elementary school, high school, all of the above, I struggled to know what I needed. I struggled with the tools I was given, and then I also didn't want to look different. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to need anything different from my peers. And my teachers were all very accommodating. They would have given me whatever I needed, most likely. But I didn't know what to ask for, and even if I did, I'm not sure I would have asked for it. I was that really stubborn child who trudged through the eye strain and the headaches and got my work done. And then when I was done, I slept in class. And honestly, I don't know how I got away with it. Probably just because of my visual impairment. And honestly, I was an A student. So in that respect, I'm thankful because school does come easy to me, and I appreciate that as the gift that it is, because that is not the case for everyone. So I wish that this stubbornness, I wish it wasn't my past, but it is. And I'm sharing that with you guys to show you that I, as a person, I have come a long way. I've grown. I have learned more to utilize simple things that make my life easier, and I've learned to ask for those things in most cases. But I am not good at being my own advocate everywhere. Traveling is especially one I struggle with. So I feel most comfortable traveling when I'm either using my cane or I'm using someone as a sighted guide. But I don't like asking anyone to be a sighted guide. The only one person I ever ask is my fiance. And I don't know why that is. Even other family members, good friends who would probably be fine with it, would have no issue. I don't know why. I just can't seem to ask for it. I don't know why. This is an area I struggle with. And as I've talked about on my channel before, I struggle to use my cane. Though I just got this cute custom cane upgrade, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll do better. But I struggle to use it, especially when I'm with other people. And I guess that's because I feel like I've been to the places I go a million times, and why should I need a cane? But I do, because I still forget steps or where they are, or I forget there's a large drop off of a certain curb, and I'll miss it. And honestly, I keep telling myself that after I get proper O&M training that I will do better and I will use my cane, but I'm fully aware that that is an excuse. And that's a flaw of mine. And I'm pointing that out because I'm not a perfect person, and I don't expect to ever be a perfect person. And it's okay if you're not either. So, back to university. As a disclaimer, my experiences are based on my time, the regulations, rules, and rights of people in the United States. If you are located somewhere else, be sure to do your research and know what your rights are, what your rights to accommodations are, and whatever the equivalent of, hopefully, the ADA is in your country. I know the UK has some pretty good regulations, as well as Canada. So just do your own research. As far as other countries go, I in no way claim to be any kind of expert. So the first thing you need to do when applying for classes at a university, when you go to do your university tour, make sure you make an appointment to stop by the support services office. So this is the office that is meant to support those with disabilities and any kind of special needs. So there's usually a counselor in there, an advisor, assistants, whoever. Go talk to them. They're the people you're going to talk to about what accommodations you need. They'll fill you in on what accommodations students generally use and what may be best for you. Don't forget, you will have to take your documentation, whatever that may be, whether that documentation says you're visually impaired, blind, you have a mobility issue, you have ADHD, you have dyslexia, whatever it may be. Everything today requires documentation, so keep that in mind. So accommodations come in such a huge variety, and it will depend on your personal needs, and it may vary per class too. Accommodations you can ask for include separate testing in a quiet area, extra time testing, accessible print materials like notes and things that the professors provide. That can be Braille, large print, or just an electronic format that is accessible to you via computer. You are entitled to accessible seating that meets your needs, whether you are someone who has to walk around on crutches, someone who is visually impaired, someone in a wheelchair, any of those circumstances. And the list goes on. It's huge, huge. Whatever accommodations you need to help you succeed, ask for them. This is so important. Once you know what you need, you know what you need. So don't skimp out and think, oh, I can get away with just doing this or this. I can just scrape by. No, don't put yourself through that needlessly, because really there is no reason to. Ask for what you need, and if you don't need to utilize all of it, well, at least you had the groundwork in place to help you. So, you've visited your support services office, you've got signed up for classes, you're good to go, right? Yes and no. You've laid the groundwork. You've gotten the foundation down to meet all of your needs throughout your semester and throughout your time at college. But that's not all you need to do. There are some more steps you need to take so that you can be your own best advocate. Don't rely on anyone else to do this for you. What you want to do is you want to draft an email to all your professors, everyone that you will have a class with in the upcoming semester. Tell them who you are. You can put your student ID or however you identify yourself at the university in the email. Put all the classes, the number, the time, the subject, everything in there that they will need to make sure they have a note of who you are and when they will be meeting you. And then tell them your accommodations. Tell them you have met with the support services office and that they have all the information they need, your documentation and everything. And then tell them you'll speak to them on the first day of class. And that is our next step. On that first day of class, be sure to address the professor and introduce yourself. Say, hey, I'm so-and-so. I contacted you via email about this class, and I just wanted to introduce myself so you know who I am. Be sure you have the accommodations you need for that first day. Now, I'm very lucky in that I do fall on that middle ground. I can sit in a classroom with a monocular and my own listening skills and do pretty well without extra accommodations. Now, if they start writing on the board, I struggle a little more with that because handwriting is tricky for me. But the point is, you want to set yourself up. And be polite when you talk to these professors. Yes, they have to meet your accommodations, but they don't have to do it pleasantly. And they don't always do it pleasantly. I'm very lucky in that I had very good experiences, but I have heard stories of some negative experiences with professors. So you want to set yourself up to succeed. And that includes being polite and being positive. Even though this, I know, it's very stressful, and the beginning of the semester is a very stressful time. It's stressful for everyone. It's especially stressful for someone who needs more than the average student. Once that first class is over, to me, that's the hard part. Because at that point, I can understand what the assignments are going to be like, when they're going to be due usually, how many tests there are going to be, how that professor is going to teach, what kind of materials they're going to teach from, whether it's going to be PowerPoint, the board, straight out of the textbook, whatever it's going to be. You're going to have a better idea after that first class. So if you can make it through that first class, take some mental notes, take some actual notes on what it is you're going to need throughout the semester, in case you are going to need any extra accommodations, or if you're going to need fewer than what you signed up for. Next, stay on top of things, okay? You guys, get you a calendar, whether that be your digital calendar in your phone, whatever it is that you can utilize. Stay organized and stay on top of things. If you start falling behind, or if you run across an assignment that you struggle with, don't wait till the last minute to reach out to that professor, because they want to help you, but they don't want to be contacted last minute by a student saying, oh, I've had this assignment all semester long, but I'm struggling with it and it's the day it's due. Can you help me? No, you guys, this is just common sense, okay? But I have seen this so many times in both undergrad and grad school from people with and without disabilities. So stay on top of things. Don't get to the point where you're behind and you're struggling. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than that, and you can do better than that. If you'd like to read my article on this topic, I will link it below in the description. If you haven't seen my university must-haves video, I will link it over here on the right side in a card and below in the description as well. It's a few of the things that I definitely utilized during my time in university and things that really helped me get by. This video is mostly geared towards university and college students. If you guys would like an educational video and maybe a little bit experiential on the IEP program that's in the US, let me know. Now, that's not my expertise, meaning that I do not have recent experience with the IEP, but I would be happy to reach out, get some input from some of my viewers, some of the people in the communities that I'm in, learn a little bit more about that so that I can share that with you guys to sort of see what their experiences have been with them recently, because that stuff is gold. I mean, hearing from other parents who are going through the same things you're going through is just gold, and I know how valuable that is. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I can start reaching out to people who are dealing with that right now. I can share some of my personal experience in having an IEP, because it was certainly invaluable during my time at school. And if you have a child who is going to need some special accommodations, even if they're simple things, I highly recommend you go with that IEP. It's going to make sure they have absolutely whatever it is that they need. Again, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you found most helpful in university, what your must-haves are, what accommodations you utilized, and more in the comments, in an email, in my social media inboxes, wherever you feel like reaching out to. Until next time, stay curious. Bye.